Hello everyone, in this video, there will be a retelling of the anon called So, I Can't Play H. Save your faithful hands and do nothing with them, in the sense to not clap your hands with delight. Who should be the main character of this anime? Of course, the Japanese student Ryosu, but he was rich, he lived in a big house alone, sitting through the school day with his childhood friend Mina. He does not even suspect what will happen. When he came to the house on a rainy day, he saw a girl with red hair and wanted to help. He invited her home, and she still had time to take a bath, and Ryosu suddenly gets stabbed with a sword right in her chest. She told him his biography and revealed his level of some power. She turns out to be Lizara Restal, a top-ranking Shinigami who came to the human world to conclude a profitable and an exclusive contract with the owner of a special power to feed her own spiritual energy, and she entered into a contract with him. From that moment on, the proud goddess and an ordinary teenager become partners, and everyone got what they wanted. The girl began to understand people, and the guy got the opportunity to put into practice their perverted fantasies. A beautiful girl and a guy suffering from a rich imagination and a glut of hormones. One was absorbing energy to fight rival Shinigami, and the other agreed to this in order to prolong his life. She asked him to tell him everything about power and transformation. But he does not even know what he wants to become in the future. She talks about the energy that flows in all living beings. But suddenly she felt that something was wrong and immediately made a barrier out of her superpower, and monsters attacked them. With the help of the power of arrows, he was able to defeat the monster. As it turned out, he splashes out the energy of arrows, which destroys all evil around. On the next morning, Lizara changed his school uniform, and this interested Mina very much, because she did not understand why her childhood friend lives with another girl in the same house. One of his classmates tries to flirt with Lizara, but the girl refuses him. The tree had a friend, Quell, who was also a Shinigami. They went to the gym, but Quell turned out to be a traitor, and she forced Lizara to shake hands and imprisoned Lizara. But Ryosuke was there and saved her with the help of arrows. After Quell and Lizara began a fight, but Lizara won. Then Mina arrived, and she was told about the contract, Shinigami, and strength. But she believed because she saw teleports around the school. The guys watched the recordings of the idol's performance of their Japanese life. Muneo argues with Ryosuke about the size of the idol's parameters, and they decide to check it live at a fan meeting. Lizara from the very beginning knew who it was and immediately agreed. And by the way, the blue-haired one did not guess the size, and Dignity turned out to be a little larger, and the idol turned out to be a rotten Shinigami, an envious and rival of Lizara. In school days, she was always second, and they remembered the grievances and started the fight. Quell, who fought with Lizara, went to Mina's house at that time and processed the mind of Mina's parents and forced herself to shelter for a while. The new student, she lured Ryosuke to her side. While Lizara was running around the school, monsters spawned again. A childhood friend went for help to the women's locker room, and that new girl offered him a contract, but Ryosuke refuses because he was loyal to Lizara. They were attacked by a monster from another world, but thanks to the power of arrows, they were able to defeat the monster and save the school. And at that time, Quell takes power from Mina and wants to know how Ryosuke restores energy so quickly and decided to spy on the guys. Lizara had a fight with Ryosuke, and she left in the evening, but she was nearby with the monster. She could not cope, and Ryosuke managed in time, but he cannot save, so he learns a new power to pull the sword out of his chest and kills the monster. Lizara talks with Ryosuke how he was able to pull out a huge sword. The keeper of one single sword was two families, a Restal female clan and male clan. Unfortunately, the clan of men lost their part. They decide to call Ryosuke's mother to find out about his father. It turns out that Ryosuke's father was also a Shinigami. Now everyone who knows this dreams of him, because he is an inexhaustible supply energy. The villain flew in and took the mine. They go to the Shinigami world. They see Soran's tower in the distance. Ryosuke became stronger and started to fight himself. But he lost the fight and ended up in bed. Quell tries to sleep with Ryosuke to remove the contract between him and Lizara, but nothing worked, since he can only give energy to her. Lizara is trying to get to the tower to save Mina. The girl already tried to escape without help, but she didn't succeed, and this was reported to the head of the clan. Ryosuke tries to persuade the head of the clan that he can fight for them, but she answers him that the sword that is in it all this time is needed by the enemies, so he could only sit and wait. Mina was chosen, and she was able to keep the balance of the energy of the tower. The villain received part of his sword, but prevented him from capturing the world Lysara. Due to the imbalance, both worlds have connected and monsters are now walking around the city. They are dragging the already beaten Reski home and saying that their life has changed and he needs to give them energy to fight. The girls decide to arrange a date for Mina and Ryosuke so that Mina would accumulate energy, but he refused her and all the accumulated energy leaves. Lysara began to scream why he rejected her. Ryosuke decides to confess her love to her. Lysara goes to another world to return the soul of Ryosuke. Thanks for watching. Bye everyone.